only got booked for this gig the other day, and I was so pleased because I live in Bournemouth, so it's a nice local gig for me. But what it also means is I can tell you about a story that happened about 200 yards from here. That is an absolutely true story. A couple of weeks ago, I was sat at the traffic lights just down the bottom of the road, and I saw my mate Ben walk past, and I thought that's a bit weird because Ben lives in Ipswich. So I saw him and I thought, okay, well, it's unlikely I'm going to see him in Ashley Cross. So I did the only reasonable thing that I could do. I wanged down my window and I shouted, "Oi Ben, you wanker!" Then 4 things happened pretty much all at the same time. Ben looked round to see who was shouting at him, was the first one. Second, I realised it wasn't Ben. Third, the lights went green. 4, I stalled the fucking car. So there I am, sat in Ashley Cross with a very confused, angry man looking at me as if he wants answers to why I've just completely fucking abused him. Bit of a nightmare, but probably not the biggest nightmare thing that's ever happened to me. You see, one of the in fact, it doesn't even make the top 10. One of the biggest nightmares I ever had happened when I was about 7 years of age. 7 years of age at school, and it must have been the run up to Christmas because we were getting ready for a nativity play. And when you're 7, when you're getting ready for a nativity play, you're looking to see which part you're going to get. And of course, if you're a boy, you want to be Joseph. If you're a girl, you want to be Mary. I didn't get either of those. They went to Stephen Jenkins and Caroline Wilkes, and I'm still not over it. But hopefully, maybe I'll get to be a wise man or something else. Probably, I don't really want to be a sheep, but I'll take it. I didn't get either of those parts, though, because my teacher, Mrs. Beecham, who, not to put too fine a point on it, was a fucking bitch, cast me as the wind. Yeah, you're fucking right. I've never heard of it either. In fact, I've read the Bible. It's not in there. It's not there. It doesn't fucking say, and lo, the Virgin Mary gave birth to Jesus, and fuck me, it was blowy that night. It's not there, but it gets a lot worse because you might be thinking, okay, so what does being the wind in a nativity play entail? What does that even mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means wearing one of her pleated black skirts around my neck, spinning around while going, woo. I am the wind. But you might now be thinking, well, okay, but that's easy, Zach, isn't it? Anybody can do that. Apparently fucking not. I needed extra practice for this. I had to go out into the corridor while everybody else was in the classroom. I had to go in the corridor, spinning around going, woo, I am the wind, up and down the corridor until another teacher came out of her class and asked me what the fuck I thought I was doing. Brilliant. Well, I have grown up now. That was 40 years ago, and I suppose they say every cloud has a silver lining, and that one does, because, like I said, that was 40 years ago, and at the time, Mrs. Beecham had to be 60 years of age, so I can take comfort now in knowing that she's almost certainly fucking dead. But like I said, that was 40 years ago. So I've grown up, and lots of things are different. And what I've actually had to do, and so is it Daisy and Dylan?
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah!
I've also had to get used to dating apps recently because I got divorced a few years ago. So the last couple of years I've been in and around the dating apps, and I know girls that blokes, we don't do ourselves many favours on the dating apps, do we? All right.
So I did do it. I mean,
either the bloke's holding a big fucking fish, or another animal, or he's sending dick pics, or he's doing something fucking weird and wild, like asking if you want to take a shit on his chest. I know that. I know we don't make it easy, but girls, you don't make it easy for us.
yes.
Either.
You're listening.
You see, I read somewhere, and this is borne out completely by my own experience. I read somewhere recently that the top 20% best looking guys on the dating apps
AI.
from about 80% of the women. Alright, so think about that. If you're one of the top 20% looking blokes, that means that you've got it made. You've got your pick from the very optimistic threes. If you're a 9 or a 10, you've got your pick from the very optimistic threes all the way up. And what that means is for the rest of us, we're stuck with the fucking goblins and the 1 and 2 And unless you're a DJ from the 1990s, being on the fucking 1s and 2s is not where you want to be. And it skews everything, because on the rare occasions you do get a match from somebody who looks like a normal person, you think, well, there must be something fucking wrong with her. She must be mad as a box of bullets. If I go out there, she's going to burn my shit and scrap my car. But like I said, that's born out. Well, yeah, that is true. They're good at some stuff.
Got it.
You did, yeah. But so what that in effect does mean, like I said, we're stuck in this weird sort of thing. But so who here, apart from Daisy and Dylan, who here has been on the dating apps?
Woo!
Good.
Fucking hell. Right.
The rest of you are fucking lying.
I'm giving you.
I reckon the 4 most popular ones at the moment are Facebook dating, Tinder.
Does anyone actually use Facebook dating?
I did. It's fine.
It does exist, and yeah, so you've got Facebook dating, you've got Tinder, you've got Bumble, and then Hinge. Now, the way I tend to think about it, what you tend to do is you post up some pictures of you from about 10 years ago when you looked a lot better than you do now. You tell a load of lies to make yourself sound a lot less fucking boring than you are, and then you crack on. But while those 4 are all largely the same, it's all basically the same thing. They tend to market themselves slightly differently, and the people on there tend to present themselves slightly differently. The way I tend to think of it is like this: Facebook dating and Tinder, that's like your Lidl, your Audi kind of range, complete with fucking weird, crazy shit in the middle aisle. Went in for a pizza, you came out with a gazebo and chlamydia, that kind of thing. Then Bumble, that's like your Sainsbury, that's a good solid choice. But then Hinge, you two, that's like the posher, fancier, flash around. That's
Marks
a bit
and
more
Spencer.
like M&S. Wait, yeah, these aren't just any middle-aged damaged people. These are M&S middle-aged damaged people.
Pensioners.
Exactly, yeah. So, but it's not all bad, because actually, like I said, so what I've noticed on the dating apps is that like I said, I'm 46, so my age range when I'm on the apps is between about 40 and 50. What I've noticed is that all the middle-aged women within about 30 miles of my house love 3 things. All right?
Go on.
One of them is hiking.
Yeah.
There's always a picture of them on a hill somewhere, pretending they're having a fucking brilliant day out. 2,
Lost.
they absolutely love having a roast on Sundays. And the third one, can you guess what the third one is? Who?
Adventures.
Adventures, yeah. Or,
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not that, it's paddleboarding.
Oh, no.
I've never been paddleboarding. I'd like to go paddleboarding, but I can only assume that all the lakes and rivers anywhere near my house are absolutely fucking teeming with perimenopausal women. But like I said, they are slightly different. So if you see a woman on Hinge who's paddleboarding, she's probably on a really expensive paddleboard, got a 200 quid dry robe on. The background will be a really nice sunset on a really calm sea. Everything looks great. If you see a woman on Tinder paddleboarding, she's probably floating down the fucking canal on an old door. But largely the same thing. Anyway, I think my time's nearly up, so I'm going to leave you just with this, right? Because I know I've just spent the last few minutes ragging on dating sites, but it's not all bad. They're not all bad, right? I met a woman on a dating site a little while ago, Bumble, Sainsbury's, tastes the difference. And it was going quite well for a little while. It's not anymore, but it was. I'm just about to tell you why. I thought after we've been seeing each other for a couple of months, I thought, I don't know, I'll do something nice. I'll do something romantic. Maybe I'll book us a weekend away. So later on that day, I phoned her up and I said, all right. She said, yeah. I said, do you like city breaks? And she said, no, not really. I prefer the countryside. Oh, shit. Okay, so what do you think about Bristol? Do you like Bristol? She said, no, I don't really like Bristol. I prefer Bath. I'm fuck, but you're not going to like what I've done. She said, what have you done? Have you booked a weekend in Bristol? I said, no, I fucked your sister. Fuck you up,